month from November 30th to December 17th. Check your Chiron to see where you may resonate with this reading. And thank you so much for supporting Psychic Sale. If you'd like a personal reading, information is in the description box down below next to the butterfly. So, what is the future of Ophiuchus's love life? You have deception. Okay. So, you're finding out a truth that is like your worst nightmare. It's like your worst nightmare. It's like it was right in front of you the entire time. If you're in a relationship, you're finding out that your significant other, your partner, this could be your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever it is that you are romantically connected to, right, in a relationship with or a commitment, has been lying to you, cheating, betraying in some way, not being completely honest. This could be stealing, but you're realizing you didn't actually know who they were. You never actually knew who they were. You only saw what you wanted them to be. You wanted to look at all the positives in a relationship. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, okay. You have the Eight of Swords, Gemini and Jupiter, and you have the Six of Pentacles, Moon in Taurus. You have the Two of Swords, Moon in Libra, and you have the World, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn. You have the Princess of Cups, and you have Temperance. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and you have Temperance, which is Sagittarius. Okay. Hidden energies, the Hangman, Pisces. All right. For one, I see a lot of you are going to get exactly what you want if you are single. You're getting exactly what you want in your career. You're getting exactly what you want in your life. You're really happy. There's a lot of self-love. You're taking extremely good care of yourself, because I see the Nine of Cups. So you're getting exactly what it is that you want. Okay? You get exactly what you want. If you're single, you're getting, if you had an idea, okay, if I was in a relationship, what would I want my partner to be like? What would work for me? What would actually make me happy in a connection or relationship? This is something that you will receive. Okay? And this is coming from the universe. You're in no control of this. There is, someone's getting arrested and going to jail, or they're in jail. If you're in a relationship, you're trying to look at all the positives of the relationship, and there's a sense of victim mentality. The energy that Ophiuchus is learning in this lifetime is Libra, I balance. Okay. All right. If you are looking for child support, you're not going to receive child support. Okay. There's also going to be like a nonprofit organization that is being reported for theft, stealing. Okay. There is, I feel like if you're in a connection or relationship, you're trying to look at all the positives of everything. And it's extremely unbalanced. It's like giving gifts with strings attached, or having to kiss each other's ass in order to feel good about even being in it. It's imbalanced. It's extremely imbalanced. There's the blame game as well, sort of here, about like why you're even in it. This isn't about, oh, I give crumb here and then I give a crumb here. This is like giving the absolute bare minimum. It's extremely it's just it's imbalanced. I feel like this is something very public. A lot of you are experiencing a breakup or divorce in public. This is in public. Capricorn energy, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio as well. It's in public. You have, like, I feel like there's if this is like the owner of a nonprofit organization with the Moon and Taurus energy, they're getting arrested for not utilizing the money for the right reasons. Okay, like it's not going towards helping others; it's going in their pockets, basically. You have the Two of Swords and you have the World. So there is a completion of a relationship. There's a relationship ending here. There's 10 swords. And what's funny is after those 10 swords, right, something being over Gemini and Mercury, this is like an extremely messy breakup. That's why this feels so public, because it is in public. And it's over the fact that, and you're the subject of gossip as well, a lot of people are talking about you. It's over the fact that somebody has dual loyalty. So if they're in a relationship, they have loyalty to the person they're in a relationship with, and then they have loyalty to somebody outside of the relationship. So two people have their hearts, so there's a lack of communication, and that is coming into a close. It's coming into a close about victim mentality of acting like you're stuck in situations you're not actually stuck in. Rather that's a job, rather that's with love, right? That's something that's blocking your abundance. I'm stuck in a place, I'm stuck in a environment, or I'm stuck in a relationship, I'm stuck in a career. And having blocked heart chakra, that is what is ending. Because you're realizing I am the world. She has the 11th sword, Libra. This is truth. You know, the Egyptians said that in order for you to get through to the other side, right, and to advance into the next lifetime, the heart needed to be lighter than a feather. So what does that mean? Does that mean that you have to be someone who is like, oh, you know, I'm just absolutely perfect, I've never done anything wrong? No. It means you're honest. What happens in court? If there's something legally going on for you, you will win. But what happens in court? There's a jury. There's a process. And one person will be right and the other person will be wrong. There is a decision. Does this make sense? There's decision. And you think someone thinks the whole wide world of you, or a lot of people watch you on the World Wide Web, or if you are in love with somebody, they're not close to you. They're from another country. They're in another country, another state, or they're from another ethnicity. But you can see them. You watch them. Sort of trying to figure out what is your next move. Because there's a clarity coming in that there is betrayal. So this is a relationship. There's been cheating. There's been lying. There's been also a sense of promiscuity. Okay? If this is a relationship, there is like a rejection of love in the relationship. Because they're getting love from somewhere else. Or they have love for somebody else. Okay? If you're single, it's you realizing that the victim mentality stems from blocked heart chakra and the lack of emotional vulnerability, leading you to act as if you're stuck in situations where you receive basically nothing in return. When the truth is, all you have to do is be decisive that, no, I am the world. I'm the world. I'm the universe. I'm God. Simple. God's a woman. Now, you're also rejecting that energy. You're rejecting the energy of being in victim mentality and acting like you're stuck, right? You're rejecting the mentality that you have blocked heart chakra, rejecting the mentality of being in connections or relationships that are extremely imbalanced and based purely off of money, rejecting the mentality of promiscuity as well. Now, if you're in a relationship, you are with somebody who's very jealous, emotionally manipulative, and they're not listening to their intuition, and they're rejecting the love in the relationship because they're getting it from somewhere else, or they don't feel it for the person they're in a relationship with, which is why it ends. Because that's emotionally manipulative. They're only rejecting the person they're in a relationship with as reverse psychology, not realizing that actually pushes the person that they desire away, leading to the opposite result of what they want. There's also an addiction here. There is no, there is no, what's it called? There is no intimacy. It's erectile dysfunction. A lot of you, if there is a relationship, you're in it for the money, and you pretend to be happier to other people than you really are. You have Pisces, Aries, or Scorpio in your Chiron. Or you have Ophiuchus in your Neptune, Ophiuchus in your Mars, or Ophiuchus in your Pluto. Or you have Ophiuchus in your Jupiter, or you have Sagittarius in your Chiron. If there's a relationship, it's like you're pretending to be happy to everybody, and this is like publicly showcasing it to everyone and stuff like that, and you're not really happy. Neither one of you are really happy. There's also child abuse. There's child neglect going on here. Someone cannot get pregnant. That's also a problem that you don't see yet. And making the decision means, do I want to stay in something? What you're already in is imbalanced. Extremely imbalanced. Maybe there's money involved, or someone depends on another person for finances, or they just don't know their value and their worth. And it's like, choosing that, and choosing to be with someone who's emotionally manipulative. Or do I choose to learn something different? Sagittarius energy, temperance, which is like you going to intuitives, right? You could be going to an intuitive. You coming here is you seeing an intuitive. This is also like being willing to learn something new. When you leave behind this messy breakup, it's very messy. A lot of people are finding out about this. It's like a scandal. Because there was a sense of indecisiveness, and someone was acting like they were stuck, and then the universe says, it's time. Because time doesn't even exist. You're not who you were in the past, and you're not who you keep trying to imagine yourself to be in the future. You are who you are right now. And right now, you are stuck you're acting stuck in a relationship where you're trying to see all the positives, or you feel stuck in a job, or you feel stuck in prison, in jail. You are literally putting yourself in victim mentality. Because you don't think that you like the fact that you can have your cake and eat it too. Right? So the universe is making this decision with the truth. And the truth can be you're seeing it here, right? Like you're hearing a message or something like that, the truth. If you're in a relationship, there's also a breakup going on. It's messy though. It's very, very, very messy. There's abuse going on. And you have, So a lot of you are also like moving out of a home, or you don't like who you live with. If there was a wedding getting planned, that's getting canceled. This makes you feel like ending it all. If you have Aquarius or Aries or Scorpio in your Chiron, or you have Ophiuchus in your Uranus, Ophiuchus in your Mars, Ophiuchus in your Pluto, this will make you feel like ending it all because you're in a short-term relationship, Moon in Aquarius. This is a short-term relationship. And that means you can have Cancer, Pisces, Sagittarius, or you can even have Aquarius in your Chiron, or you have Ophiuchus in your Moon, your Neptune. You can even have it in your Jupiter for some of you, your Uranus, your Moon, your Neptune, or your Jupiter. The King of Swords, Capricorn, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and you also have Venus in Aries with the Four of Wands and Moon in Aquarius. If you are living with somebody, you don't want to live with them anymore. You guys, you could be relocating. If you're single, I feel like you're just moving or canceling like a birthday party, a wedding, a get-together, because it's a short-term relationship. Which means, yes, the Moon in Aquarius male surrounds himself with people where he points out their insecurities so that it deflects from them being able to see his insecurities and to focus on that. It's very manipulative. The Moon in Aquarius woman has mental illness. She's very detached. She likes short-term relationships because there's a lack of emotional availability and she's allowed to emotionally manipulate. The Moon in Aquarius woman is also someone who is terrified of the unknown. Of things, it's almost like this is happening because it's like living in an illusion. It's like you see how there's the moon, but you can't even really see the moon. If you're in a relationship, it's about living in an illusion where, yeah, you have a lot in common and you prefer to be away from other people and just spend time together. But that's only because of the energy of feeling like you cannot, it's almost like when you separate someone from their support system or you separate someone from all the people that love them and can give them solid love and counsel and stability and foundation because you want to have control over them. That's what this is. You separate them, and so this relationship becomes like almost like, you know, addictive, and there's a lot of mind games played and wanting someone to chase you, very childish, ignoring the inner child. And the dynamic forms in a manner where all of a sudden, yeah, you are in a connection relationship, but it doesn't last very long. It's not meant to last very long with the Seven of Swords. It never is. It's meant to teach you not to fall into this trap of feeling like love is in another individual or a person, which is what the Moon in Aquarius person does. They like to be away from other people because they do not validate other people's emotions. The Moon in Aquarius man or woman does not validate other people's emotions. And because of that, it's also drawing from the fact they don't even validate their own emotions. So when someone has a problem in a relationship, in a job, in a career, whatever, they don't even see it. They don't even see it. They're not very good at communicating either. That's on purpose. It's to manipulate. It makes it easier to lie, to cheat, to steal. And it allows them to project the very feeling that they have. The Moon in Aquarius man or woman, they love to, more so the woman does this. The man likes to be surrounded by people where he can make them sort of feel bad about themselves. The woman likes to be alone with, if this is love, like her significant other, and make that person feel bad. She sort of projects her own energy onto them. And before they know it, their self-esteem is so low. It's the same level of self-esteem that she had when they were connecting to her, but it's almost like taking energy away from somebody to make themselves feel better. And because it's not real, it goes right back down, that self-esteem. And the relationship, it builds off of being able to take energy away from somebody. This is taking energy on purpose until somebody feels like, oh, this is love, right? But that's not actually love. Someone has not been listening to their intuition with the King of Swords reverse. This is also abuse. Capricorn, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. There's abuse. There's lies. Someone uses their words or intellect to manipulate others. This can be a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, a counselor, psychologist, philosopher, a writer, someone who works in the military, the government, someone who's an absentee father, police officer, can work with technology or brotherhood or in group involvement, could be a lawyer. But someone's lying. If this is a relationship, there's just a lot of lying. And if you are single, you're well aware that this is not going to be stable. People who lie, They're not honest with you. They're extremely cold. If you're in a relationship, your spouse is cold because they're watching someone else online. It's like living two lives. This is literally living two lives. One life they're miserable in, which is their actual reality. I feel like a wedding is getting canceled, a birthday party, or like if you were going to move in with somebody, that's not happening. That's not happening. Because it was based off of money. It was based off of someone didn't want to give stability to themselves. They wanted to take it away from another person. This is like, this is absolute chaos. You'll know this reading is for you because you're going to receive a burn or a cut. Because there's so many there's like a separation going on. There's too much fighting. I feel like you're cursing someone out with the King of Swords, or you straight up are like, I don't even feel like talking to you if you're in a relationship. And this can also be like family for some of you, or if you, whatever plans you had, you're realizing it's just, whatever plans you had, if you were in a relationship, a job, a career, you're realizing it's not working. It's not going to work, and that's the truth. It's just not going to work. You feel stuck, right? Like you're just sort of hanging there. Like you really, really want something else. That's why your heart feels torn. You also feel like if you leave your partner, your spouse, whoever, they're not going to be able to live without you. That's the way it was emotionally set up, because it's emotionally manipulative. The truth is, when you love somebody, you want them to be happy, even if it's not with you. What does that mean? You can say, oh, I love you and I care about you. And this person says, well, I'm happy with this person. I'm happy in this situation. This is what makes me happy. Then you should be happy for them. Right? And if you're in a relationship and your partner is happy and you're not happy, you shouldn't try to drag them down to your level, to the point where they're not even really themselves anymore. There's no space to even be emotionally available. When you really love somebody, you want them to be happy, even if it's not with you. It's almost like anybody I've ever encountered in my life, and that can be in any spectrum, friends, lovers, whatever. Rather I talk to them, or I don't, rather we're not connected anymore, rather we are. I want them to have the love that they've always imagined and dreamed of. I want them to be able to build the family that they've dreamed of, and have the home they want, the car they want, the career that they absolutely adore, the vacation that they've been wishing for, the breakthrough that they were looking for, the degree that they worked their ass off for. I want them to be as successful as they want to be successful. Whatever they want to achieve, I want them to be able to do that. And no, it's not just a dream or a wish, but it is your reality. But that's only because I allowed myself to see that in myself. That love is not something where you place an expectation of somebody to be something or to do something. But love is simply, I just want you to be happy. And if that makes you happy, I'm happy. That's what love is. That's what real love is. Love is freedom. It is never control. Ever. That's just the truth. This is an abusive relationship. If you're in a relationship, it is abusive. The feminine energy doesn't respect themselves, and the masculine energy is abusive. You guys are both abusive, but one is intellectually abusive, or even does like silent treatment, or is mentally abusive or absent, and then the other one is emotionally abusive. And if you're single, these are things that you have recognized that you don't desire, and that closes out a cycle. and allows you to be seen for who you are. What is Ophiuchus' heart telling Ophiuchus? There is deception, though. This is the Ten of Swords. This is an extremely messy breakup. Taking time away from like social media because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You made it very public because somebody manipulated another person in a relationship, a career, a job, whatever. They manipulated them to be very public about it, only for it to blow up in both individuals' faces or anybody involved in the situation, only for it to blow up in everybody's face. Because it was a foundation built off of emotional manipulation, jealousy. I feel like you have a very jealous partner for a lot of you, or they're extremely emotionally unstable. They have emotional like illness, mental and emotional illness. There's too much detachment from the moon and coldness from the moon, and then there's too much indifference from the Uranus energy. It's abusive. It's blowing up. This is a blow up. You have the Lily Maiden, vivacity. Ooh, I like that word. New life and hope. Remember, whatever energy you put out there comes right back. This is saying, be the energy you wish to experience and see. That's all. Don't overcomplicate it. The Lily Maiden sits upon a bright orange and pink lily, spreading vivacity and new life wherever she roams. She brings spring to your life and leaves a scent of new hope. Lily Maiden says to inhale the heavenly smell of God's promise and drink up the sweet nectar of life. You are approaching a new dawn and things will lighten up soon. Someone also has an addiction here. Okay? They have an addiction. There's theft. Someone's stealing money from another person, and this could be family stealing money from family, or this is happening in a home, a wedding, whoever you're living with, or it's happening in a relationship. You guys are stealing energy and identity from each other, and money and self-worth and self-value. You know that this is for you because financially you're struggling. Financially you are struggling. Okay? This has been your reading. If you like a personal reading, information in the description box down below. Remember that this is all about love. Okay? And the intellect behind that. In order for you to connect to others, you must first have self-worth and self-value and identity of who you are. And knowing that your imagination is your reality. And not all your thoughts are your own. It's like the movie Men in Black. Almost like when, there's aliens everywhere and there's archons and everything is sort of right in front of you if you look very closely. It's the same thing. Be open. And that's how you'll find the sun. Okay? That's where you'll find your joy. Doing a job you love. There's also, there could be sexual abuse going on or emotional abuse. Okay, children could be being abused or ignored. If you have a daughter or a child of any kind in a relationship, they are suffering due to the relationship they're seeing. Due to the relationship you have, they're suffering from it. Or your future children will suffer from this dynamic in relationship if you have children with this person. They're going to suffer from the same emotional and mental problems as the person you are with. A lot of you could be traveling, live in a hot climate for some of you. Receiving a good message from Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Sagittarius, getting a promotion at work. And spirit, the universe is choosing your soulmate. And you have the free will and discernment to know you are your own true love. All right. Welcome. And thank you so much for being here. Personal information is in the description box down below next to the butterfly. I'll say.